And how do you think parents handle children with potential psychiatric illness or mental challenges? Like you said, when your son, you send him away and he forgets, you think he's probably playing along the way, he's forgetting things willingly. How do you think parents handle children, or even society handle children with potential mental challenges?
Sasa kama mimi nasema huwa tunapuuza, unaona ita change with time, tunaona nimeipatia with time itache na miaka yake inaendelea kusonga. So ukiona saini yoyote hata kama sio ile life threatening, unatakiwa umpeleke kwa hospitali, useme is it normal? Nimemwona KPF siku hizi leo amelala haongei, hata kama siku hizo zote alikuwa anaongea haongei. So ndio at least utaanza kuuliza siku hizo mtoto amefika na haongeangi. So from there shida inaanza kutatuliwa. Lakini sasa tukinyamaza, maybe mtoto akumdogo atachua. Unaona sasa tunajicomfort, mtoto ni mdogo atachua. Kumbe hiyo shida inaendelea kugrow. So kama mimi sasa tungeanza hiyo standard 1 or 2, I think by this time angekuwa sawa.
Healthcare workers also need to help. Don't just, when you're treating a child with fever, for example, don't just concentrate on that fever. If a child is 3 years, they have come to you with fever, they are not talking, or you notice their behavior, they don't give you eye contact, it's abnormal. Please educate the parents so that they can also seek further care. And if you're not able to manage, refer to the appropriate professional.
Do you have any regrets now that you know what exactly is ailing your son? Do you have any regrets whatsoever?
Yes. Singekuwa hapa. Na sahi angekuwa kama ni shule angekuwa na perform well. Yeah. So sasa nimeregret sana ningeifanyia kule, at least nimetumia pesa kwa kumchange all these schools. Na hizo shule nimempeleka ni siku expensive. So mpaka sasa huwa sangine nikikaa chini nasema hivi all that amount nimetumia kupeleka hizo shule ningeiweka mahali ingekuwa imenisaidia economically.
We need as a parent to know what do you need in a child, because if a child is disciplined and happy, they can be able to reach their potential. You find a parent who didn't get S is expecting their child to get S, yet naturally you would expect them to have picked your genes. So we push them further than. It doesn't mean that if you didn't get an A, your child can't get an A, but sometimes we also need to be realistic that you're pushing them too hard, yet yourself you didn't make it to get that A. And even if you made it, it's not guaranteed that your children picked those genes.
My name is Angel. I am in Stella Maris Academy for Success, and I am grade 3, and I am.
So do you know why you are here today with Mommy?
Yes. I started in December lighting fire with a matchbox. It came at January. It started. Then his sister works here. Told him to come here because I was lightening. I carried a matchbox. I gone to their work. Then I light up the matchbox, then I burned the dustbin. The dustbin was about to burn the dispenser. The dispenser was near the socket. Then I was poorly working at school, not very hard. I was coming number 10, but just one day we done mid-term. I came number 4. But now I came number 3.
Okay, we are on a follow-up clinic, which we've been doing since February this year. For a condition we diagnosed, we felt it was good that we seek medical attention.
What made you seek this medical advice?
The degree that it had gone through, and the way it was taking, the frequency became high.
So what exactly were these behaviors, or what exactly was your daughter Angel doing that made you think that, well, we should seek this medical advice?
Okay, Angel, previously, from her childhood, she was too hyperactive. But now, last in December, she started showing signs of possession with fire, lighting fires, not sorry for them. The last time she did it worstly actually. It affected so many people. Yeah, so that time, when she lit that fire and she was not even sorry for it. And on top, she had bought a matchbox. She went ahead and bought a matchbox. The other times, maybe she was using the matchbox in the house. So that time now we saw that this is like a problem that needs some attention. So I called somebody working here. She advised that we visit a child psychiatrist.
When we are diagnosing attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, which we call ADHD, we would actually give a questionnaire to the parent and a questionnaire to the teacher. So you are testing the child in two settings. So you are able to tell because the teacher will have picked it and the parent will have also picked it. If it's autism, a child by 2 years, no speech is developing, you call the child, they don't give you attention. Even if you, and you'll find like if they walk into your office, they'll run to the tap and play the tap. They will be obsessed with a particular thing, or they'll just pick one toy and stick to it and not give you attention. So those are things a parent will have observed. And in our community, because we are very social, maybe you've asked a sister, a mother, or a neighbor, or a friend, I'm seeing this with my child. Is this okay? So you find that a parent will have noticed. Although if you're first child, you might not be, but you see, even your relatives or friends will tell, how come she's 2 years and she's not saying, is there an issue? Although our society, sometimes people don't want to offend, so they might see it and not ask you. But if somebody is very close, they might help you notice, even if it's the first child.
What are the things that she was doing that made you think, you know, this child is hyperactive, or her activity is above what a normal child her age does?
She would talk so much, restless, number one, even in class, making so much noise in class, kufanya vitu za vijana while she's a girl, like climbing on wardrobes, on cupboards. Like at time she climbed, everything just felt lucky that she was not cut by the glasses and the like. Then she was not even sorry for it. And when you ask what you are looking for, she doesn't have, she was looking for nothing. But she...
Especially being into gadgets and trying to find out what they were. Didn't you think that probably my child is more curious than there being anything wrong with her?
Initially, when we consulted, we used to be told it happened because she took long. She developed some condition in her birth. So we used to be told, let's not worry, it will come to an end. It's a sign of a bright child. But now when it has come to fire, it took another twist. Yeah, it took just another dimension. Because now it just showed another symptom that all was not now well. Yeah.
Who are these particular people who are advising you and telling you, you know what, your child is okay, she's a bright child, these are signs of a bright child? Who are these advisors?
Okay, we inquired from Kitui, where we are living in hospital, because when I was worried, she took so long to talk, to make her speech. So when she made it, she became so talkative, and the signs started now appearing. So we inquired from a doctor in Kitui. He said, no, don't get worried. These are signs of a bright child. These are signs of a bright child. I had it was a big child, so I was subjected to a normal delivery. The child took some fluid, the amniotic fluid in birth. She was subjected to the incubation process for some hours. Then she came. All was well. He didn't note anything when she was that tender age until it came to the time of speech. That is when we realized she took so long. When we inquired, we were still told it's because we have different dialects. Mzee is not a cow, I'm a cow. So we are not speaking a common language. It went up to 3 years. When she was in school, she could not talk. Like I had to go explain to the teacher, this is what she needs. If it's potty, if that is what she will tell you this. So we inquired that time, we are told it's kawaida, and being the firstborn, hakuna mtoto kwa nyumba. We are told it's normal. So she made her first speech, something you could understand, like nataka hii at 4 years. So from then she became kasuku, talkative. So much story, she can give you stories dating as far as 3 years ago, consistently. But she did in her possession to fire that time. Until one time when she was in pre-unit coming to class 1, she tried with another girl. Their auntie had left her an iron box on the switch and she forgot it there. Then there was a small child. Then with the other girl, she told her, wacha tujaribu kupasi mtoto. She's one person, akifanya makosa atanyamaza, maybe you'll hear it from outsiders. So that time, we talked to her and she improved. She said she was sorry, she improved. Then it stayed like that possession to her, but still with hyperactive, a lot of noise making, where the teacher at times too uncontrollable in class, she has to keep going out. Yeah.
First of all, depending on the diagnosis, some mild cases we might just have to educate the parent because they are the environment of the child on how to help the child. Other cases, we need to have therapy, psychotherapy, talk therapy with the child and the parent. When you're dealing with a young child, you don't leave the parent out because you will talk to the child, counsel them. When they go home, they are in the environment of the parent. And these days even, maybe the maid or the caretaker. So you find that in some cases, like in places where parenting clinics are provided, you find that some parents opt, because they are working, to also bring the caretaker of the child at home to be educated. So some of these issues you could be educating the parent on how to deal with it. Like when you're dealing with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, we might also need to educate the teacher, like put the child in front, keep giving them assignment, like clean the blackboard, keep giving them attention, notice when the attention is being moved to other things, give them short breaks. But there are severe cases where they'll need medication. Many parents are not very receptive to medication. Yet, there are some cases where you just have to give medication. Because if you don't give medication, the child will not be able to perform in school and will also not be able to perform at home, will not also relate well with people.
And when you came to Mathare, what were your expectations coming to the hospital?
Okay, my expectation. Okay, when I came to hospital, one, I expected the doctor to give us maybe it's a condition or something, to give us some hope that it's a curable disease. It's something that is curable. It's something that you can control.
Have you seen any improvements, however minute they may be, with Angel since you started the clinic? Are there any positives that you've identified so far?
Yes. So far it has been good, though she has to do with medication. Her diagnosis involved some mental tests to test whether her brain was working well, hearing to test whether her hearing was okay, all went positive. Until now she was discovered with that hyperactive deficiency. Yeah. Then the doctor told us it's curable, but we have to deal more with psychotherapy for her to change her behavior. Yeah, which is what we are following up. Yeah, because we are told after some time, maybe when the behavior improves, they will gradually do away with the medication. So far it's good. So far it's good because we have a good counselor. She even visited the school. She visited the teacher one-on-one. She examined us as parents and she advised on how to live with her, how to help her out.
If you don't diagnose early, then also you end up with a child with a low self-esteem, a parent who is frustrated, and the teacher who is also frustrated because they do not know how to manage the child. A disorder which can be managed like attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, you also delay having to put the child in the right treatment and letting them make friends with their children, not lose with other children, not lose self-esteem, and be able to perform to their best.
One, we have to mentor her to positive to show her positive ways of living. Like, if it's truth, we have to stick by the truth. If it's punishment, we have to stick by punishment. We reward good behavior. If she's improved, if she's done something well, we reward her. If she's done something bad, we punish her. The hyperactivity has gone down. Ujanja, wacha niite ujanja, pia imepungua. Concentration in class, because her handwriting was equally poor. Then she had this habit here, anatoka anaenda like umemwacha hapa. Like the first time we came here, she just disappeared. The clinic somewhere there. She just disappeared. We looked for her, we found her at the gate, and it was her first day. Upon picking her and coming, the next time she was at maximum, the other side. So we are like, but now she has. When you tell her to stay here, if it's here, she will stay. Equally, in the house, she would just leave and go where you can't tell a whole day.
And for parents who may have a child or children having some of these symptoms and behaviors, that they think, you know, probably it's an errant child, or my child is just hyperactive, they'll get normal with time, what would you tell them?
You know, if you accept, you move faster. You accept, seek medical advice.
Now, this acceptance, how was it for you? Was it something easy for you to just embrace and take it as you are told? How was it for you?
Okay, my acceptance wasn't that easy. It wasn't that easy, being my first child, being my only child. It wasn't easy. Like, we were in denial. Like this time she came and lit fire in our workplace. Yani unapita kila mahali mama fulani ndio. So you even feel embarrassed. But when we came, when we saw the counselor and she advised us, we took it positively. And it's for the good of our child equally.
And now looking back, do you think that the doctors missed Angel's diagnosis? That had she been diagnosed or had she been identified early, that things would have been different? Do you think the doctors missed something along the way?
During birth, actually the doctor missed. For kg child, you should not be subjected to normal labor.
A disorder like intellectual disability, which most of the time could even be related to issues around the birth of the child. Like we know when a child is born, we count how many seconds or minutes it took for them to give the first cry. And that can also an impact to show whether the child is healthy or not. So you find that children with intellectual disability, you might pick some things which might point, like a complicated labor, which might point to later having problems. So if a mother, by the time they are leaving the clinic or the hospital after delivery, they are sensitized to watch out on some of these things. If when they go for clinics for the mother, for immunizations, for the child, they are able to be, they are in contact with healthcare workers. If the healthcare workers are able to check the milestones, whether they are developing well, and advise them. But if healthcare workers miss out on it, then you find that, yes, the mother is accessing healthcare workers through either the immunization clinics, through visits, postnatal visits, but nobody is picking them. So we need to also be sensitive as healthcare workers generally to be able to pick out some of these things and alert the mother or the parents so that they are able to understand some of those things.
How did you take the news that your child was not the normal child that you and every other parent expect to be? How did you take that news?
Ilinishtua sababu sasa unajua ukisikia mtoto yake sio wako, sio normal, like ana tete, unajua sasa unaanza ku like hours unaanza mtoto amerogwa, amefanywa nini? Sasa lazima inashtua, na wewe kila msasi lazima ajue mtoto yake ako sawa. Na unaona sasa ukianza ukiambia rafiki yako mtoto yangu siku hizi ubongo yake haimeruka ama haifanyi vizuri, wao wanaanza kuongelewa kwa kichichi. So people fear even kushare na watu mtoto yake vile iko.
Na kwa nini hujaogopa kushare wakati huu? Kwa sababu unajua hii sasa kila mtu ataona.
Yeah, lakini unajua sasa ni vizuri kama through me mtu anasaidika. Kwa kusema vile nilichelewa, sikuleta mtoto yangu hospitali, hii ndiyo imemfanyikia. Na sasa kama kuna mtoto mwingine ama msasi mwingine, mtoto kama huyo ako na hiyo condition. Lakini na walimu sasa hawajajua that condition that iko. Ndio tena kitu na limit kuwa ukianza kuona any sign, kumuona wewe siona kumpatia hesabu. Right now anaweza kukuambia vizuri, the next minute inakuwa mbaya. Ile kitu alikuwa amekuonyesha ni sawa kama hesabu, kesho the next few minutes amesahau, amekuambia jibu ingine. So ndio nasema wazazi wasiogope kupeleka watoto, at least kama sasa tuko na technology ina detect even something. Wewe ukimwangalia mtoto ni normal, anacheza normal, but kuna something kwa ubongo yake inafika inaachilia. Kama hukuwa hizo minutes ikiachilia wesi notice. Yeah, tunasema sasa wazazi tunaelekea somewhere.
There's usually a lot of stigma around people with mental health issues, or particularly now you as a parent with a child with mental health issues. There's usually a lot of stigma around this. How do you handle it, or aren't you afraid or have any fears or reservations whatsoever?
No, actually the society, you know, it's my child. The society is different. I live more with my child than the society. And when we involved the teacher, we told the teacher and the director of the school, let it be a private affair, it's between us. So to me, I did this. So people associate Mathare with mental illness. Ungonjwa ni ungonjwa. Unaweza pata yeyote. Yeah. Ukikupata ndio utajua. It's not a private affair. Yeah, so, but me, I don't feel for it. My daughter is not afraid of it. Yeah, we accepted it, and since it's the only place she can get healed, we accepted.
We know that we cannot say we have good health if our mental health is not good. So we need to put as much emphasis in mental health the same way we do in physical health. So if a child has a behavior problem, if a child is not, there are three things we look at: behavior, we look at emotions, whether you are happy or sad, and we also look at thoughts. Thoughts will come in speech. If a child says, I wish I was dead, I don't like this school, or I don't like this teacher, or I don't feel like going to school, don't just dismiss it as a child who is misbehaving. Get deeper and understand them. I know we are very busy also, so we need to balance between work and family to be able to assist the young people.
That is where we end this show, where we have been focusing on child psychiatry, those mental illnesses and health issues that affect children. And we know that those signs and symptoms that you suspect your child may be exhibiting may be signs of a mental health issue. We know that these mental health challenges can be managed, they can be treated if they are picked early, if they are managed by the right professionals. I've been your host, Dr. Mercy Korir.